Thank you both so much for being on today with us. I'm going to ask a question. If it's not aimed at an individually one of you, you both can answer it. And if not, if one person wants to take it otherwise, feel free so. First question, from last year to now, what feels like the biggest change in the league from a player's perspective?
I think the biggest change is the physicality. Obviously, like not having hitting before the PWHL, is a big change for anyone. And so definitely the transition from college to professional, we've had to adjust and learn how to play that style of game, but it's been really fun. And I think all of us rookies have adjusted pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. I also think a lot of people talk about the physicality, but I think scoring goals is also so difficult and so much more hard in this league too. Like the goalies are all super good, so I would say that's another thing.
Awesome. Casey, how would you describe the Sirens team identity so far?
I think our biggest thing, first and foremost, is our speed. We have a young, dynamic group, got a ton of new people, whether it was from the draft or from trades being made. And so I think we are just really dynamic. Usually, we're not going to be the bigger team on the ice, but we will be the faster team. And so we try to play to our identity, try to get pucks behind teams, beat them to them, and then just get shots on net. And obviously, the last few games haven't gone in our favor, but we're still working those things out. We're still learning to click with our line mates because everything is pretty new. It's almost like a brand new team from last year. And so I think with time, like that's all going to come and the goals will come and so will the wins.
Awesome. Kalti, what stands out to you about the locker room when you take away the cameras and the outside noise?
I feel like we have a very special group when it comes to our just how interconnected we are. Like I feel like we're all very good friends, and so just being connected off the ice helps us on the ice. And I mean, you can probably see that when the cameras are around too. Like we celebrate the little things and each other's successes on the ice, but we also do that off the ice. But I think that's the biggest thing. That's just like also when the cameras are away, that just shows how genuine that is.
That's super awesome. For both of you, what's something you've learned about yourself this season that you really didn't know before?
I feel like I was so used to being in my comfort zone at Colgate for 5 years, and so I think less about hockey. This is more about just being a person living in a new area, having to figure out housing and whatnot, and then on top of that, be a hockey player. So I think it's a few things altogether.
Yeah, I think I'll guess I'll answer more from a hockey standpoint. Like when you're at college, you're with the same people for, the teams, like obviously you get new freshmen, seniors graduate, but the teams are generally the same. And so you learn to have like a lot of chemistry with your line mates, the people you're playing with. I kind of played, with the same line mates for the past 2 years, and even before that, I was kind of the same. And so I think going to new environment with different players, different skill sets, they're coming from different leagues and different coaches. You have to learn how to adjust and adapt to each other's styles. And so I think that's been a big thing for me.
Awesome. Kalti, what does a typical non-game day look like for you right now?
Non-typical game day would be a lot of Netflix. We actually talked about this with Casey. A lot of Netflix, Grey's Anatomy. But I also like to just go shopping or something, just do something away from the rink. Uh, but yeah, not anything too exhausting because the games are so hard. They're up and down. They're physical. So any opportunity that you get to relax on a day off, it's very nice. I also got a massage yesterday during our day off. That's also very popular in our game, or our day off. So, those, yeah.
I love that. I gotta ask, do we have a favorite Grays character, or are we just seeing where we go with Grays?
I definitely have the least favorite. That's Izzy Stevens. Most favorite, would probably be, that's a tough one. I do love Meredith. I don't, yeah, Max Steamy is very attractive, but I don't like his personality, especially at the start. He's a so, but I would say Meredith.
Good, solid choice. I feel like Meredith is You can't really beat her. She's kind of amazing.
Oh, and Miranda Bailey. Oh, I love her. What a good heart. Yeah.
I love these. This is great. I also agree. Izzy is not my favorite. I think I liked her for a little bit, and then it was like, oh no.
Oh, I
So,
never liked her.
Casey, is there one routine or habit you absolutely need to feel ready on game day?
Yeah, I'm not a superstitious person. But and this is gonna sound really weird, but on game days, like on whether it's like a bus ride to the rink, or if I'm driving or just like right when I get there, like I have to listen to like really sad music. Kind of I have like the mindset like you gotta get like low to get high. And so like I kind of just like to chill out, bring my mood down almost, and then, when it's time for puck drop, that's kind of when I, get up and out of it and get a lot of energy.
I really love that, actually, like the getting down. Do you have a favorite song to like kind of calm the mood before you go back up?
I've got like a whole playlist. I think it's like 8 hours. It's the most depressing music ever, but I think like one of my favorites that's kind of like the transition period from when I'm like sad to getting up is Traitor by Olivia Rodrigo.
That has to be one of the best songs I think that was mentioned. It's a great like you need that moment song. This one's for both of you, and obviously New York Sirens. What's one New York habit you've picked up that surprised you?
Well, okay, I was born here, so I feel like I was almost born with it. And, going to high school and college in the Midwest, I think I lost it a little bit, but it's right back now. Like, I think the walking fast and like being so impatient on the streets, like, I feel like I'm speed walking everywhere I go, especially when, we train into the city. I know in like Madison and in Minnesota, where I went to college and high school, like, people are very patient. They wait to cross the street, they wait for the light to change, but like, now that I'm back here, I feel like I'm back to my old ways of just being really impatient and trying to, skip people on the sidewalk and everything.
Casey, if fans followed you around for a day off, what would surprise them the most?
Um, I don't think anything would be like too shocking. I'm a really big reader. So I think if fans were following me, they'd get pretty bored pretty fast because I kind of like to just like dial it down when I'm not at the rink. Pick up a good book. Usually like I finish them within like a couple days. I just like kind of sit in one spot and will read for hours. But the other thing would be like going to see family or friends. Like my brother works in the city, and so any chance I can get on a weekend off day to go see him, I'll do that. My family lives only like a few hours from here too, so like any chance that they can come in, I'll try to spend time with them. So nothing too crazy, but a lot of downtime reading and seeing my family.
Do you have a favorite book that you're reading right now, or something maybe you just finished, a DNF?
We have, so our team book club just read The Housemaid. So I don't know if you guys have read it, but it's the movie's coming out too, which is kind of why we did it. But very big plot twists in that one, so I would recommend. It was really good.
Okay, definitely gonna put that on my list now. I'm not the biggest like fiction reader, but I'm trying to get into it. I've been told that there's some good books out there, so I'll put it on my list.
That one for sure. Like if you're not a reader, I think you'd still like it. Like it's very big plot twists.
Okay. Well, it's going on my list. Perfect. I'm gonna have Renee ask a few questions as well.
Yeah. I actually have a question. You mentioned you were born in New York. I'm also a New Yorker. I live on Long Island. When was the time that you left when you went to the Midwest? Was that during childhood?
So my family lived in Soho until I was 9 years old, and then so one of the big reasons that drove the move was that both my parents went to New England prep schools, and so it's great there for like sports and academics, and my parents were actually having to pick my brother and I up from school every day, drive us out to New Jersey to a rink, just to beat the traffic, and then we wait for hours until practice happened, and then we drive back, and it was just a lot of commuting, a lot of time for them, and there's not too many youth opportunities for women's hockey or hockey at all in the New York City market, and so we lived in Boston. And I ended up making the decision to go to Shattuck St. Mary's when I was a sophomore in high school. Just I really kind of wanted to be on the ice more. They're on every single day. You have opportunities to do two-a-days, easy access to weight rooms, to video, kind of everything you need. And so that's like I really knew that hockey was my passion. I want to be an Olympian. I want to play to the highest level that I could. And so that was like the right decision for me. And I also at the time had made the decision to commit to Wisconsin because it was kind of the same thing. I visited, the program is legendary. They have so many Olympians, so many national champions. And so those both were the perfect fit. And I think I made the decision to go to college actually before I made the decision to go to high school out there. So it was kind of funny. It was reversed.
This is kind of like a fun question, maybe some locker room stuff. Who's got the best music taste or has the control of the playlist in the locker room? Who's the DJ?
Holly Simpson a lot of times.
Yeah,
I feel like
hey, DJ.
yeah, she has a good taste. Sometimes it's a few songs being replayed a lot, especially some TikTok songs, but she's got me pumped up. And then when we're lifting, it's our strength coach who has a very good taste. So
Casey, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think like literally every day in the locker room it's Allie. And yeah, I like her music. Like I said, like I'm on the sad music train, so like not totally my vibe, but I do like it, and I think she gets the locker room going, so it's perfect.
Nice. What is one thing that you both have learned about each other this season that fans may not notice directly, like on the ice?
I think for me with Colty is, when you watch her play, like she's gonna go and she's gonna cause problems for the other team. She's gonna be really aggressive. She's gonna throw hits. She's gonna, get in the other team's head. And I think when you look at a player like that, you kind of would think like that's what their personality is like. And I think Colty is kind of the opposite of, her player personality is so different from her off ice personality. Like she's a really sweet human being. And so I think like, you don't like, unless you like watch an interview or like actually get to know her, like, cause I didn't really know her at all before the draft. And so like meeting her, I was very confused because it wasn't the image of what I had in her head, just knowing her game on the ice.
yeah, thanks, Casey. That's very sweet. I get that on ice stuff a lot, but I would say about Casey, like saw her always on TV, ESPN Plus or whatever. Obviously the Patty Cast and everything. Like just what a good hockey player, and then you never know. Sometimes like it can get in people's heads, and I think Casey has done a really good job at kind of staying humble and being a great person and a great leader on and off the ice, and leaving those personal accolades to the side a little bit, which obviously it's got to fuel her. It's got to help her. Confidence, but I think there's a line that she just doesn't cross where it could get in her head, and she could be cocky because she has desert. She would have the right to be cocky, but she's just not. So I value that a lot about her, and I also think she's such a hard worker, which sometimes people assume that if you score a lot, it just comes easily. I think she works so hard for everything that she gets rewarded for on the ice.
Thanks, Colty. It was really nice.
Love that.
So sweet.
As as there's like a few weeks now into the season, how does this stretch feel compared to your opening week?
Yeah, I think we're trying to almost take, the season like 5 games at a time. And so, we looked back at the first 5 games and we met as a team. We talked about what, went well, what we needed to improve on, and we kind of set goals for these next 5 games. And so, we don't want to look too far ahead at, the bigger picture. It's a 30-game season. It can feel like daunting, only having played 6 right now. So right now we're just focused on the game in front of us. We're, trying to focus on the process too and not the outcomes, because usually when you're doing the little things right, the outcome tends to go in your favor. But even if it's not, like, we're proud of ourselves and our effort in the locker room. And so yeah, right now we're just kind of keeping it in the team, focused on what we talked about in our meetings, and I think we're going to find success.
Yeah, I think it's we're still learning about each other, about our identity and our team. I mean, we have established our identity, but I think it takes a little bit of time to get used to it and to actually fulfill all the pieces that fall into our identity. So I think we're Still learning like we were at the start. I mean, some games haven't gotten our way. So we're definitely not a finished product. So I think it's all about learning. I think that's same at the start of the season, middle of the season, and the end of the season, because you always run into things, whether it's adversity or just any kind of things along the season that you have to learn a lot about yourself and then how to respond to that.
KRISTYNA, we have to ask, how is your hamster doing? And are there any new personality updates?
Yeah, my hamster is good. My mom was on FaceTime with me the other day. She was showing me my Fritz. She's great. I miss her so much. She's doing well. My cousin is taking good care of her because my cousin would never let anything happen to her. So I actually was like, "You take her because I trust you the most." And then obviously my mom, but miss her. Still think about the ways to get here, how to get her here, but might just be too much. She was eating lettuce the other day when she was on FaceTime with me, so that was very cute.
I love that. I'm going to toss it back to Holly for a couple other questions. And thank you guys.
Thank you.
Perfect. I'm glad that she's doing really well, eating lettuce and everything. Okay, the last couple few are for both of you. For anyone watching the Sirens or the PWHL for the first time, what's one thing you want them to understand about what this league means to you and why?
I want everyone to know that, first of all, as a team, we appreciate our fans so much. I appreciate the fans so much, like always going out there and seeing the crowd that we play in front of. Like, it doesn't matter how many people it is, it means the world, even if there was 10 people, but, those 10 people mean so much. But I would just say, it's such a privilege to be out there. Like I really value just having the opportunity to dress up and play for the New York Sirens and to play for the best league in the world when it comes to women's hockey. And so it just really grateful, especially coming all the way up from Europe and just having this opportunity.
Yeah, I think similarly, like when we're out there, we're playing for so much more than ourselves. Like thinking back to when I was a little girl, like, and the Olympics was the dream. There was no professional league to even think about. And like when I got to meet like players like Hillary Knight or like Brianna Decker, like that was the coolest thing ever to me. And then like from then to now, like hockey has given me my best friends. My teammates have become my sisters. It's taken me to so many cool places to travel, like to Europe, to Japan, to Russia, everywhere. And then like I think fans like should know that like we are playing like for those little girls because we want to be the ones that they're looking up to, who like we can inspire them to pursue this or to pursue whatever they're passionate about, and just know that like anything is possible because when we were in their position, like we didn't have this to dream about, and like look where we're at now. And so like I like even if it's not hockey, like I want the message to get across, especially to the younger fans, like you can make it happen. Like just keep doing what you love, and like it's gonna come, because especially in women's sports right now, there's such a wave, there's so much momentum, and I think it's gonna grow so much in the next few years.
Well, I think you guys are both doing a great job at it, and we're so honored to be able to talk to you today and help spread that message further. So you guys are doing awesome, and we all love cheering you on over here. Last question before we have a really fun question that we always like to ask. Looking ahead, when you reflect on this season later, what would make it feel like a success beyond the wins and the statistics?
I think yeah, like you said, like beyond the wins, the statistics, and like beyond any like accolades or awards, I think the biggest thing is like I would feel like this entire season was a success if I could look myself in the mirror at the end of it and know that I gave everything to my teammates, for New York, for the fans, to do everything I can to put us in a position to be successful, both on and off the ice. I think it's going to be a success if we can look back and say, like, New York's got, more fans than we did the year before, more attendance, more people who are into hockey, more youth players who are getting into the game. I think, the off ice part of all of this is much more important than the on ice.
Yeah, I would say looking back and just reflecting on our team when it comes to culture, like did we stick together? Did we pull through together? And then obviously, um, the last 2 seasons didn't go very well, so I think just making any sort of impact and improving kind of the season's or the team's reputation when it comes to winning would definitely be something that I would look at, because it's like, did I make a big enough impact where we changed the trajectory of this team?
I love that. Both answers were great. I really do. So our last fun question, and the last question before I let Hannah jump in if she wants us to ask any others. We started as a music magazine, so we always like to ask everybody, if you could have a song to describe your past and a song to describe your future, what would they be? And they can be anything. We've had people say Fireball and many other fun things. So they can be out there, they can be in there.
I gotta take a second to think. That's a
That's a tough one.
Yeah, my past would be That's So True, because it was like also by Gracie Abrams. Like, it's such a good song. Last year it was very popular when I was in college during our fall semester. And I just think like, just like everything that happens, I'm like, so true. Like, like good, bad, it is what it is. And then I would say the future is Euphoria. It's a little less popular song. I don't know if you guys know it. And it's by what is it? Oh yeah, Loreen. You can look it up. It's really good. It's from like the European music, whatever it is, competition. And so I would say that, because I'm just, I'm in a euphoria moment a lot. Like, I'm enjoying my time with the Sirens, and I'm enjoying my time with the Czech national team. Like, what a year. Finishing up my college career at Colgate, being able to go to the draft, and obviously worlds at home, then go to draft, being picked by New York, and then obviously starting the season off, and then we have the Olympics coming up. So what a time. So just euphoria.
I love that. I think the one to describe my past would be "You're Gonna Go Far" by Noah Kahn. Because like I'm just thinking about it, like looking back, like kind of everything that I dreamed about, everything that I wanted to do, is still coming true. And just like knowing that, everything I did was to get to where I'm at now, and all the decisions I made to leave home and everything. So I think that one kind of describes it nicely. And then I'd say for the future, I'll say "Ready for It" by Taylor Swift. Because, now in the PW, there's expansion and everything. Like there's, a lot of unknowns, and, trying out for the Olympic team, things like that. I think whatever is thrown my way, and I think kind of all of our ways, because we're still all figuring it out together. Like I'm gonna be ready for whatever comes and whatever happens, and I'm excited about it.
Solid picks from both of
That
you.
is
Wow.
good, Casey.
Those will all definitely be added to the Hazze alum playlist, and we're gonna have to add the Euphoria by. I'm gonna listen to that song after this.
Thank
you
you.
guys. Bye.